Hey, I'm Eric, and for our first video, we are going to cook a steak. This channel is all about everyday things, so this is going to show you the whole thing, even how to cut the package open. So prepare. Don't cut yourself. I have this knife right here. I don't even know what you call this knife. This is some fancy shit. Give her a little slice along the plastic there. And this isn't the best knife for doing this, but just lift your steak up out of there like that, so you don't dirty your hands just quite yet. Here, I'll do this since it's not a pointy one. Oh, that is a fall apart ass steak. Dang. Bit of a trash over here. Yeah, what I like to do when I first start is put some cut marks in there. Like that there. And run some this way. Not super deep, but it's deep enough. Like I said, again, don't cut yourself. You can do it on both sides or one side. I do it on both sides so all my seasonings really sink in to the steak. These are ribeyes, kind of like a Del Menico cut. They have the fat wedge on the top, super fatty, pretty tasty, and trick is whiskey and seasoning, baby girl. So now, first step before the seasoning, a little olive oil for a binder. You want your seasonings to stick, not roll off, like a little spring chicken. Put a little bit of that on there, not too much. That's plenty enough right there. You gotta get your hands a little dirty. Rub that baby up. Rub it on there good. And these steaks came from Publix. That's where we prefer to grab our steaks if we're not getting them at like a meat shop that specializes in cutting steaks. But yep, got our binder on there, nice and fatty. And you're wondering, what's the whiskey for? Well, the whiskey's for us and for the steak. Got to hydrate both. So I'm gonna wash my hand real quick just to show you. You can use pretty much any whiskey on the steak. A lot of people believe the myth that, don't use high quality whiskey on the food. That is false. The better quality, the better the food is going to be. Per se in this, the steak, because a low quality is exactly what's going to be a low quality bottom shelf. I never use bottom shelf whiskeys to cook with. I use at least decent whiskey. The Four Roses, all that stuff's good. The Woodford stuff's good. Any of the bottled and bonds are good. Evan Williams single barrel, 1792 small batch, any of that. Smoke Wagon, Isaac Bowman, all good choices. But at the same time, I'm not going to use a $500 to $800 bottle of whiskey, but a quality whiskey. So remember that. So now that we've gone over the whiskey, which will come back in hand here in a second, we do our seasoning blend, which use a little bit of this all-purpose Blackstone. Throw that in our seasoning cup here. You don't have to do it in the cup. I like to do it in the cup, that way I kind of proportion the seasonings to the right amount. Oh, this one here used to be special shit, but it's actually Eric's shit. That's my name, and that's what I did is I made my own little blend of my favorite seasonings, but I add that to my other seasoning blend. And then we put a little pepper, fine ground there. Not a ton, because I'm actually going to put pepper on before I put the other seasonings on. And then I have this Alaska Gold Rush, which is some pretty bomb seasoning. Throw that in there. Probably be the most amount. And like I said, I'm gonna take the pepper here and I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper. Not too much, but enough. You never go wrong with pepper. It always gives steak super good flavor. And then I'm gonna mix my cut. Make sure you get it blended in good there, so that way it's evenly distributed. And then I'll take and I'll disperse that seasoning on there. I try not to get it on the floor like I'm doing a little bit, but if you do, it won't be the end of the world. And see, I still have about half left in there, so now I'm just going to take these right here and roll them to the inside, dabble the bottom a little bit there, and try to get most of that up so it's not wasted. Now I got it flipped, same thing, roll it to the inside, put it back on there, try to get the bottom. That binder's catching most of it, and same thing, we'll come back in with my black pepper, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper on this side. Still have some pepper in this blend too, so remember that. And that's probably good enough as far as that. Now what we're going to do is let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll come back because we're also letting it get to room temp, which is crucial to a quality steak. All right, next step, as we said, was the whiskey, which you know, we decided to put the Four Roses back and grab the Pappy 23 instead. So put in this fancy decanter because Pappy deserves the best. So just a $6,000 bottle. So disregard what I said earlier about the $800 bottle or whatever, you know, whatever. So put a little bit of that. As in true wheater fashion, see how light it is in color, being a wheat whiskey. A lot of you are probably like, what the hell would you use Pappy 23 for on the steak? But these ribeyes deserve the best. Maybe just a little bit more right there. Oh, and then the most crucial part. Set down the lid. Oh, we got the cast irons going here too. Yeah. And pour some for myself. And then my cousin who's videoing, pour him some as well in the Glencairns. Then I'm gonna grab the lid back for this bad boy. We'll cap her off. You only live once, right? That's what they say. So we'll set this back right here. Next step, we got the whiskey on there. So now I'm gonna grab the steaks. Oh, that's juicy. I'm gonna set it right here on the, you wanna make sure your cast iron's hot. Do make sure of that. Cast iron's good and hot. Set it on there. See that sizzle? That's what you want, is that good sizzle going. That's crucial. Alright, so while the steaks are cooking, we still have it on this side here. Some people, they set a timer and that's when they know to flip it. But for me, personally, I like to look at the steak and feel what the cast iron's doing. These ribeyes are so freaking fall apart fatty that you can't really do the whole like 4-finger technique, you know, the rare, medium, done. So I kind of just look at the steak and I see the cook level. And you see this red right here? That red? See how it's still so far down to the bottom? That's how I know I ain't ready to flip it yet. So it's going to take a while to cook that through. And I like my steak rare to medium rare. I think that's the best way to do the steak to get the full flavor. And also, you can't eat a steak without sauteed onions and mushrooms, which are rolling over here. And so, you know, like I said, probably 5 minutes, might be 8 minutes. The cast iron, I started on, you know, about medium heat, and I'll kind of see what the steaks are doing based on the smoke and the way they're cooking, and then I'll ease it down. All right, the brown is starting to move up the steak. I'm looking more like over here, and starting to move up. So when I flip these steaks, they should have some good grill marks in this griddle, some black lines. The crust is important to me, because the crust is what makes or breaks the steak. So, oh, don't mind my plastic fork. You ever seen a video with plastic forks and Pappy 23 mixed together? Brace yourself. Look at that crust. Put that on. I can't say it. That's a trademark thing. Oh, look at that crust. That's what I wanted right there. I don't do that flipping back and forth nonsense. We just do one flip. Good crust. Medium rare. Too rare. Depending. Alright. Now that we've got them good and cooked on the opposite side, you know, look at that crust. Look at that crust. Crusty. Now we grab them and with our plastic fork, oh man, that's falling apart. Look at that crust. Look at that crust. Now we're going to throw them in the old oven here. Let them rest. A lot of people cover their steaks when they let them rest, but we're just going to let them go in the oven. Alright, so here we are. Steaks have rested for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. So we're going to cut it open with our plastic fork. And, oh, look at that crust. As you see there, got some pink in the middle. Right there. Let's give her a try. Oh man, that's good. So buttery and crusty. Look at that crust. So, this concludes our video. If you like this video and you want to see more, like, subscribe, comment below. Tell us we're fucking idiots. We really don't care. We're eating steak.